This is News 3 Now at 6.
First tonight, breaking news from the Channel 3000 Alert Center. Nearly 9 months later, an arrest has been made in the murder of a 17-year-old.
Fitchburg police say they executed a search warrant today in the city of Verona and arrested a 15-year-old boy as the primary suspect in the death of Shay Watson. Due to his age, police are not releasing his name at this time. Back on August 25th, family members found Watson dead inside their home on Lyman Lane in Fitchburg. In a video briefing released just in the last half hour, Fitchburg Police Chief Chad Breckland said Watson and the suspect knew each other. They had arranged a meeting that police say ended in the 15-year-old suspect fatally shooting Shay Watson.
Regardless of the reason behind this senseless tragedy, we remain committed to bringing justice to anyone involved in this incident. Our thoughts have remained with Shay's family as they continue to grieve, and following the arrest this morning, investigators met with Shay's mother to personally share the news.
The suspect has been booked on a tentative charge of first-degree intentional homicide, also an armed robbery charge. While executing the search warrant today, law enforcement found narcotics, cash, and a firearm in the residence. Anyone with additional information is asked to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers.
To our coronavirus headlines now. Governor Tony Evers is warning people about, quote, massive confusion after the state Supreme Court tossed out the safer at home order. Republicans say they may leave it up to local governments to put their own rules into place for combating the coronavirus pandemic. After a meeting with the governor today, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said GOP lawmakers and the governor may not be able to reach an agreement and that a statewide policy might not be needed. And we have team coverage tonight on reaction to the Supreme Court order. Melissa Kim shares an update from Madison Police as Chief Vic Wall says they are not making any enforcement changes.
But we start with Amy Reed, who shares what's next for the state. Amy?
Governor Evers says there's confusion, and the law professor that I spoke to agreed. State and local governments have maintained that local public health officials have the legal authority to put orders into place to help contain the coronavirus. But UW law professor David Schwartz said he thought that DHS had that authority too. With that being challenged successfully in state Supreme Court, it's difficult to say what might happen if local orders are challenged.
And so we could get the same kind of legal dispute arising as to city and county orders. And so the Supreme Court's decision imposes a layer of uncertainty on top of the entire situation.
Despite comments from the Assembly Speaker that we mentioned earlier, the emergency rulemaking process has started. Governor Evers has signed off on framework laid out by the Department of Health Services. Evers said that that's expected to be published on Monday, kicking off a 10-day public comment window, meaning that the soonest that this emergency rule could take place is the 28th. 2 days later than the safer at home order was set to expire. Now Melissa Kim has more on how Madison and Dane County are reacting.
Well, Amy, officials in Dane County stepped in last night, putting their own version of safer at home in place until May 26th. So for cities like Madison, there's basically no change. We spoke with the city attorney's office and Madison Police Department. Chief Vic Wall says hopefully people realize the big picture and continue to comply with it. He's asking for patience until the safer at home order expires and asking public health officials locally to begin incremental ways to roll things back safely. They'll cite people if needed, but they would rather not.
We'll continue to have the same perspective and philosophy when we are called to potential violations. We're going to try to educate and look for voluntary compliance. And for the most part, over the last few months, that's what we've been receiving. But still, it is an order, it's in place, and if need be, we can issue citations.
Now, a friendly reminder that bars and restaurants are still closed in Dane County except for delivery and takeout options, and non-essential businesses must stay closed with the exception of curbside service. Again, that order in place for places in Dane County. Eric.
Well, Melissa Kim reporting. Melissa, thank you. And health officials say the percentage of new positive COVID-19 tests has slightly increased to 6.4% today. DHS officials say Wisconsin continues to see a downward overall trend in positive tests within a 14-day period. However, we are no longer meeting the criteria for a downward trajectory in COVID-like symptoms. 350 new cases reported today, putting Wisconsin's total at more than 11,000 confirmed, 434 deaths. Out of the people who tested positive, 1,939 have been hospitalized. Roughly 53% have fully recovered.
Local doctors are stressing that people should continue following social distancing guidelines and wearing masks. UW Health Dr. Jeff Potoff warned that if we treat this Supreme Court decision as a light switch and immediately go back out to bars and restaurants like normal, science shows we will see more COVID-19 cases. He says we need to make choices to protect our community.
It's not just about me and keeping myself safe, but it's also about making sure that my neighbor stays safe and that I don't put someone else in a really difficult, potentially life-threatening situation because of the choices that I chose to make.
Dr. Potoff recommends people continue following the science and guidance from health experts.
WEDC is still asking bars, restaurants, and businesses to follow precautions if they can and do choose to open. Adam Duxter spoke with the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation Secretary Missy Hughes and joined us now with why she says these guidelines are so crucial. Adam?
Well, Eric, Hughes said that WEDC had spent the last several weeks coming up with criteria for businesses to follow should they return to business. And those include guidelines for sanitation and social distancing. Now, she says that plan, however, was built around the Badger Bounce Back Plan and in a way was temporarily erased when the state reopened before many communities could put in guidelines yesterday evening. Still, she says just because businesses in some areas can reopen doesn't mean they should ignore the guidelines.
Want it to be done safely. And for me, from the perspective of the Wisconsin economy, I'm very concerned about second, third, fourth waves of the virus.
Hughes says she understands many of the concerns these businesses have about revenue, but says should there be another wave of coronavirus, the potential loss of revenue could be crucial. And coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from one Rock County bar that reopened temporarily last night, only to be told by the county they'd have to close again until at least May 26th.
All right, Adam, thank you. The Supreme Court ruling overturning Safer at Home means employers may be asking their employees to get back to work. So what does that mean for those who still have a health care concern or lack child care?
Madeline O'Neill is live outside Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development on how this affects unemployment benefits. Maddie?
Well, since the Supreme Court ruling, DWD has been getting questions like, is the 1 week waiting period and that work search requirement still waived? Well, they are, but it's important to note that if your workplace is asking you to get back to work, generally that means you're ineligible for unemployment benefits. With the state's Safer at Home order gone, businesses in many counties have the green light to reopen. So it's getting back to work an employee's only option. According to the Department of Workforce Development, if an employee refuses their employer's offer to work, that brings about an eligibility issue for unemployment benefits.
We need to see if that work refusal would be for good cause under the law.
Unemployment Insurance Division Program and Policy Analyst Emily Savard says the DWD will determine what qualifies as good cause on a case-by-case basis.
This is all brand new for us too, but typically in situations where there's some sort of medical issue, we would require some sort of a doctor's note or a medical excuse. We haven't had as many situations that I know of or can speak to regarding somebody simply not feeling safe.
That may be the case during the pandemic if a worker feels uncomfortable returning. Savard recommends they document interactions with their employer.
If a claimant's denied, they have the right to appeal the determination. I'm sure that will go up to the higher courts, and I'm sure that we'll have some sort of precedent-setting cases.
For those still waiting to get their unemployment claims approved, Savard says even if they're back to work by the time the claims are addressed, workers will receive all back payments they're entitled to, federal pandemic employment compensation included.
I can't even ask for patience anymore because people have been very patient, but all I can really say is we're doing the best that we can.
For those whose concern is childcare and not having that available to get back to work, DWD recommends filing for the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance that federally, because to be eligible for the state regular unemployment, you need to be available for full-time work. DWD has been taking applications for PUA. It is still working on rolling those payments out. It is also still in the process of setting up that 500-person call center to help relieve that really high call volume they're still getting.
Maddie, thank you. As businesses start to reopen, many parents will need to put their children back in daycares. The state has directed daycares to limit their capacity to no more than 50 children and 10 staff members. Learning Tree and Playland Childcare in Stoughton reopened last week Monday. Owner Laura Vinny says they're taking lots of health and safety precautions.
We changed our policies, procedures. As far as sicknesses go, we're taking temps every 2 hours for the kids and the staff. We're not using our cafeteria. We're not using like common space areas. Kids are having to wash their hands more periodically throughout the day.
She says most parents were excited the daycare was back open, but a few parents did have some concerns. For now, they are holding spots for children who were already enrolled until those parents feel comfortable sending them back.
All right, to weather, some more sunshine tomorrow. Let's check your first warn forecast with TV meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Before that happens, we have another round of showers and thunderstorms tonight, mainly for areas south of Madison. A visible cloud track. There have been a few breaks in the clouds, but you can see a cluster of big thunderstorms across parts of central Iowa where a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. Most of the severe weather threat should stay south of Wisconsin, but there could be some locally heavy downpours down toward the Illinois state line. Temperatures right now, mid to upper 60s. Janesville still at 70, as is La Crosse. But as we look at the next 12 hours, those temperatures will drop into the middle 50s, holding really steady overnight as we see some areas of fog form once the rain ends. By tomorrow morning, look for skies to start clearing. We'll look for partly sunny skies tomorrow, the high temperature topping out at 72. Later on, I'll take a look at a mainly dry forecast for next week with a warming trend. We'll be right back.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I? Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. And what I love about Plexiderm is this is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it, and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real.
Take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. This Mother's Day, get up to 50% off the normal retail price. Plus, get free shipping. Visit Plexiderm.com or call the number on your screen.
After the statewide safer-at-home order was lifted, some counties were left without any restrictions in place. Our Gabriella Becerra visited Grant County and shares what's opening up.
Historic 2nd Street in downtown Platteville was almost back to normal last night after the safer-at-home order was lifted. One owner of 4 bars in the area said he had to jump at the opportunity to get back to business.
I started calling my staff, my managers of all the bars, to get a staff together and turn the ice machines on, turn the coolers on, turn all the lights on, and before you knew it, it was a good feeling being back open again.
As soon as the safer-at-home order was lifted, Dale Jacobs was back to business, serving customers with no restrictions.
Because of the economy, it's so quiet right now, and in the bar business, restaurant business, it's been tough. And so when the order opened up last night, We took advantage of it.
With about 75 people in their biggest bar, Jacob says social distancing wasn't an issue.
There was distancing, yeah. And it's going to be tough to police it.
But says they're still making adjustments to make safety a priority.
With the public coming in now over the lunch hour, we're changing on the run, making sure we got extra hand sanitizer and soap and mask for sure. But again, most people that come in know their limitations.
I was getting tired of being in the house, and yeah, it was nice to get out today and kind of go around to this spot and that spot.
And one green beer for Dan Keister, as he's one of the first customers back at Brothers on 2nd.
I think it's time. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go on. You gotta get back to normal at some point. So yeah, I mean, 2 months, 3 months, and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Jacob says his bars will respect any orders that the city, county, or state put in place in the future. In Platteville, Gabriela Becerra, News 3 Now.
Grant County Health Department asking for voluntary compliance in following safety guidelines. According to a Facebook post, the option to introduce an order remains possible if voluntary compliance is insufficient.
A Sauk County hair salon is getting ready to welcome back its customers next week. Sheer Trends in Baraboo has been closed for 8 weeks, which equals about 400 to 500 lost appointments. Since the Safer at Home order was lifted, the owner and stylist are anxious to get their clients back in their chairs, but not before doing anything and everything to ensure safety. Those include putting plastic on all stylist and shampoo chairs, bleaching everything from top to bottom, and customers will get a sanitized or disposable cape.
We do have a sanitation station that they will go to before entering the salon to gel up or go directly to the bathroom and wash their hands. So we've tried to think of anything that we could have just protect us and our customers.
And there is much more that they are doing. Well, the salon is limited to only 10 people, including stylists, and all services can be done. However, they cannot blow dry. It has been highly recommended to not blow dry because if there's anything airborne, it's just going to be blown around the salon. Owner Gina Kreider says, ask that all of their customers just please be patient during this time and know that her team is very excited to get back to work. We'll be right back.
Junk Garden Centers are open to help you start the growing season. For a limited time, get a free bag of raised bed mix with the purchase of 2. Shop now at all 5 Junk Garden Center locations. Get your growing season off to a safe and healthy start with Junk Garden Center.
Grand Appliance and TV is committed to serving you during these unprecedented times. Our stores are open and we've continued to provide the same product expertise, professional delivery, and superior customer service you've come to expect from us over the years. We've extended our extra 5% off rebate on most appliance purchases and encourage you to shop grandappliance.com, where we've expanded our live chat and phone support to better serve you. Grand Appliance and TV, trusted since 1930.
For almost 50 years, we've built trust within our communities by making customer delight our top priority. That trust allows us to improve lives one home at a time. During this challenging time, we want to make sure your needs are being met without stress by offering 2-for-1 windows with no interest and no payments for 1 year. So go ahead, visit us online, or call now from the comfort of home.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
having a huge markdown sale with many cars under $99.95 or $155 per month. Get a 2017 Dodge Journey for only $89.95 or a 2011 Acura TL for only $99.95. Or how about a 2014 Ford C-Max for only $79.95. Just ask for Crystal the Pistol Gobin to see our selection of vehicles under $99.95 at Gobin Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Junk Garden Centers are open to help you start the growing season. For a limited time, get a free bag of raised bed mix with the purchase of 2. Shop now at all 5 Junk Garden Center locations. Get your growing season off to a safe and healthy start with Junk Garden Center.
Showers and thunderstorms are still a possibility tonight, mainly for areas south of Madison. I think the farther north you go from Madison, it'll probably stay dry and cloudy with some fog developing overnight. But right now, just a few sprinkles trying to move into far southwestern Wisconsin, just south of Platteville. But farther to the south and west, some strong to severe thunderstorms have been occurring over parts of central Iowa. These are heading to the east-northeast. Also, the potential is there for some more severe weather into parts of western Illinois. So severe thunderstorm watches have been issued till midnight for our central Iowa until 1 a.m. for eastern Iowa and central Illinois. But the severe weather threat will stay farther to our south. We'll see some thunderstorms south of Madison, but the severe weather potential probably staying south of the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Now, there could be some heavy downpours that could lead to some localized flooding over parts of eastern Iowa and northern Illinois, where flood and flash flood watches are in effect overnight. And you can see the computer model forecast showing an additional inch to 1.5 inches of rain locally, with some amounts in excess of 2 inches in some of the heavier thunderstorms. But notice north of Madison, almost no rain is expected at all. So big contrast in the precipitation over the next few hours as that next cluster of storms moves in mainly south of Madison. Temperatures right now are in the 60s here. They're much warmer to the south, in the mid to upper 70s. That's why the severe weather potential is higher down to the south. The atmosphere also a little bit more humid, and that also brings the heavy rain potential. You can see how these thunderstorms have been developing around Des Moines, Iowa, and are tracking more to the east than east-northeast. So we'll be on the northern fringes of these showers and storms, but the heavier precipitation will stay to our south. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. After these showers and storms clear out by shortly after midnight, we'll see some areas of fog overnight. Tomorrow will be a mild day with high temperatures in the lower 70s and partly sunny skies. We'll see some showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm from late Saturday afternoon and Saturday night into Sunday. That'll cool us down a bit for the weekend, but then temperatures will warm back up. On the weather map across the country, the upper level winds are now shifting to a southwesterly direction over much of the eastern part of the country. So that's fueling the warm up that we'll see generally over the next week to 10 days. A weak cold front is producing those thunderstorms across Iowa. They'll track right along that front just to our south. And as we look at temperatures down to the south, temperatures are mainly in the upper 70s to lower 80s with high humidity. On our side of the front, they're cooler, but not dramatically so, generally in the 60s to around 70 degrees. So for tomorrow, look for skies that turn partly sunny. It'll be mild with a high temperature of 72. As we check out future track, again, the next batch of showers and storms mainly to the south of Madison. That's midnight tonight. We'll clear on out pretty quickly after that. By morning, we'll see some areas of fog, and then tomorrow, lots of sunshine, high temperatures in the lower 70s. 7 to 10 day forecast, a little cooler for the weekend with a little more cloud cover. Thunderstorm chances late Saturday afternoon into Sunday. After that, next week will be mainly dry for much of the week. Temperatures up to around 80 by the weekend as we head toward the Memorial Day holiday weekend.
And coming up in sports, the preseason schedule is set. Who the Packers get to face before the real games begin. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, I'm a professional remodeler, and I go to Nuns. Why? Well, my clients love them because they have all those snazzy-looking countertops. You know, like beautiful marble countertops, stunning quartz slabs, you name it. To be honest, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, who needs all that glitz and glamour from a counter? But my clients love those snazzy-looking countertops, so we go to Nuns.
Nuns, kitchen, bath, and flooring.
We've got the power.
It's deer season at the Power Centers of Madison. John Deere compact utility tractors have the power and versatility to tackle the biggest jobs on your list. Multiple attachments are available, extremely easy to operate, control, and finesse. Make home and garden work fun with John Deere mowers. Mow, mulch, and haul your way to a beautiful yard. Get your John Deere now at the Power Centers of Madison.
All right, I brought in Ensure Max Protein to give you the protein you need with less of the sugar you don't. I'll take that.
30 grams of protein and 1 gram of sugar. Ensure Max Protein, now available in 12 count. Stock up today. Shop the largest selection of quality furniture and mattresses from the comfort of your home on steinhoffels.com. Right now, Steinhoffels will ship your purchase free to your curb, driveway, or garage. Start shopping right now with a name you can trust. steinhoffels.com.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
Man City moving. You haven't seen moves like these before.
So you might not see the Dane County Farmers Market set up around the Capitol Square this weekend, but you can still buy local and benefit your area farmers.
Yeah, we'll tell you how to order from the market and pick up your produce drive-through style.
We'll see you Friday morning, 4:30 to 7.
The UW men's hockey team entered last season with high expectations. They put a ton of talent on the ice, but the Badgers were never able to put it all together, finishing dead last in the Big Ten. 7 conference wins, definitely not going to cut it out Wisconsin, but Tony Granado's bringing back a group that might still be young, but they now have experience. They know what happened last year can't happen again.
We need to be a lot better, and I think we have the team. We have a little bit more experience going into next year, and I think we know what to expect a little bit more. We know the teams and what they have also, but it's a lot of adversity that we faced last year, but I think it's only going to make us stronger.
Vince Beagle's path to Miami probably wasn't what he had in mind. 3 years with 3 different teams. Packers in 2017, Saints in 2018, and the Dolphins last season. But down in Florida, Beagle has found his fit. The former Badger started 10 games, racked up 59 tackles and 2.5 sacks, and picked off a pass. And after proving himself he could actually play in the league, Beagle can't wait for year 2 with the Fins.
Now for me, it's I know I can do this. Now it's putting down, continuing to put down what I laid down last year and continue to build upon what I did. So, it's continuing to attack the off season. It's continuing to attack the weights in the off season. Stay positive, and I'm really looking forward to get back down to South Florida with.
The Packers finalized their preseason schedule for the upcoming season, and for the 4th straight year, they'll kick things off at home. The Green and Gold will host the Cardinals on August 22nd, then the Browns the following week. They'll close out the preseason with the road trips to New York and Kansas City. Back in March, Greg Gard was named the Big Ten's Coach of the Year for leading the Badgers to a share of the Big Ten title. Today, he followed that up with the same honor from the WBCA, but it gets even better for the Badgers. His staff was named the Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association Staff of the Year, and we just don't know what they would have done.
That just makes me wish we would have had a tournament once again. Zach, thank you. Let's go to Gary. Final check.
We're watching some strong to severe thunderstorms in Iowa. They're heading to the east-northeast. They'll stay below severe limits when they reach southern Wisconsin, but expect some showers and storms. It's a little ways to go before they get to us. Showers just starting to approach Grant County right now.
All right, Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.